Now, to develop that skill of application, I recommend that you prioritize tricky topics. So these are topics like genetics, like adaptations, like those required practicals or core practicals, depending on what they're called, depending on your exam board. This is where this kind of application questions will come up a lot. So definitely prioritize them. So that second step then to helping you get a good 9 in GCSE Biology is to practice questions and apply the questions. The third step linking with that is to use the mark scheme to your advantage. Biology is tricky, and I mean, many students do this for many different subjects anyway, but especially biology, they see a question and they just start writing, and they think, well, the more I write, then the more likely that I will get marks. But it doesn't matter how much you write. If you're not writing what the examiner wants, then you will not get marks. And that's why it's so important to look at the mark scheme and, check your answers against the mark scheme. Another question that I saw recently, question asked, how do plants get water? And many students will say through the roots, because in biology, we learn a lot about adaptations of roots and adaptation of root hair cells. What the question wanted was soil, right? Or from the soil through the roots. So that is just a 1 mark question, but you can see how just by missing that simple question, then you miss that 1 mark. And this is how students say, I was just 1 mark away from getting a grade 9. I was just 1 mark away from getting a grade 8, right? So just that taking the time to look at your mark scheme and look at what the examiner wants. I remember when I was in school, that helped me quite hugely. It would make a massive difference to you. Now, in a minute, I'm going to share with you how you can get access to some great tips on how to answer exam questions for maximum marks. But I'm just going to jump into something else that really links with this that I'm talking about in terms of mark scheme. And that is to challenge yourself with 6 mark questions. Please, please, please challenge yourself with 6 mark questions. So many students see 6 mark questions and they get scared and intimidated and panic sets in and they start writing a lot or don't write anything or skip it and do something else. Here's a great tip for you. A 6 mark question. If you are fine with 1 2 mark question, then you'll be fine with a 6 mark question. Why? Because a 6 mark question is usually just 3 2 mark questions. So you just need to break it down. You just need to break it down into 3 2 mark question, and then it then becomes manageable answering each of those 2 marks.